Okay, so welcome to channel of Contextual Trading. Today we are going to see analysis of detailed analysis of stock. So as always, please do not consider it as buying or selling recommendations. The information shared is only for educational purpose. Okay, so yes, let's start. Yes, so the stock that we are going to discuss today is GE Shipping. Okay, so Great Eastern Shipping Company, and so yes, this is our first video on the channel, our channel for detailed technical analysis. Okay, so let's start. So we see a downtrend initially, and here we see a nice rally. So here we understand that the CO has started to initiate his position. Okay, so here we call this event as PS. Okay, and PS stands for preliminary support. Okay, and the CO has initiated to build his position. This is the first event where he enters. Now for those who want to understand what CO is, what is the understanding of composite operator, please do watch my previous videos. I will share the link in the I button as well as in the description. Please don't miss this. This is very important concept throughout my video series, because I will be referring to these terms as well as the 3 laws of Wyckoff. Okay, 3 laws of Wyckoff. So please do watch my previous videos. These are very important for understanding. Okay, because I will be referring to them again and again. So yes, here we understand that operator has started to build his first position. How do we understand it? We understand it by looking at a sharp rally. Okay, and usually this kind of rallies are initiated only by an operator. Okay, we also see there is widespread bars. Okay, so these widespread bars, we understand that somewhere the downfall is about to stop in near future. Okay, so yes, but the downtrend continues. This is our preliminary support. The downtrend continues and into a climatic action. So see this climatic action. This is so sharp that the weak hands are literally capitulating. Okay, so what actually is happening here is the weak hands are selling in panic. Okay, so there is a panic selling event. Okay, due to the aggression of the fall, and this is what operator wants. This is what CO wants. As the weak hands are selling, he has started to build his position. He started to see value in this stock. Okay, and this capitulating phase of panic selling is creating liquidity for him. Okay, so if you see my previous videos, you will understand that CEO needs these two things for building his position. One is value and one is liquidity. Okay, so yes, here we understand. So this particular event is called as SC, which is nothing but the selling climax. Okay, the selling is into a climatic mode, and therefore this is called as a selling climax. See how the volumes have increased dramatically. There were no previous such high volumes, but now we see there is a dramatic increase in the volumes. This indicates us that operator has started to build his positions, okay, into the selling climax. So this was our preliminary support, selling climax, and see how sharp rally we are getting immediately after a selling climax. Okay, so this sharp rally is we can say a normal reaction that we get. Okay, so this is on account of we can say the absorption of stock by operator in the selling climax. Okay, the stock has been absorbed here, and also as the supply has been diminished. So the supply has been diminished over the period, therefore we are getting a automatic rally. Okay, so this is called as AR, and also it causes a panic short covering. Okay, so here are the first three event: preliminary support, selling climax, and automatic rally. Okay, so these three events, out of these two events define the trading range: selling climax and automatic reaction. So these are the boundaries of our trading range. Automatic rally defines the resistance level, we can say resistance level or resistance line, and the selling climax defines the support line for our trading range. Okay, so this is how you can determine the trading range for any particular stock. Also note that the event itself is a change of character. So now what is a change of character? You can see how there is change in behavior of existing trend into a dramatic change of the behavior of the stock. Okay, so as we enter this change of character, there is a principle. Okay, so as soon as we enter a change of character, it is going to be followed by a trading range. Okay, so please make a note of this. This is very, very important. Every time you come across a change of character, see how the stock is going to go in a trading range. Okay, and yes, so these initial phases: preliminary support, selling climax, automatic reaction, and then we enter into a secondary test of the selling climax. So what is secondary test? So operator is always going to test his actions that he is going to do. So this was our action. Initially we know he entered this and he needs to test these actions. So secondary test is a test of the selling climax, which basically what he is doing here is understanding the balance of supply and demand. Okay, balance of supply and demand. So every time when we say that there is a test, so operator is nothing but checking the balance of supply and demand at those particular levels. So in this case, at particular this selling climax level, he is checking the balance. How do we understand this? See the volume signature. As he is entering into the selling climax, we see the volumes are completely dropped. You see how there was a sharp increase in the volumes. This indicates the footprints of operator, and as he is testing the levels of selling climax, the volumes are completely dropped. Okay, so this is the indication of a test: low volumes and reduced spread of the price bar. You see the price bar spread has been reduced compared to this action. If you compare to these actions, so you see a good volatility compared to this. Okay, so this is understanding of the secondary test. And yes, of course we can have multiple secondary tests. We have another secondary test. So why there are multiple secondary tests? So we understand that the secondary test occur because the operator is still not satisfied with the previous test that he has carried out. So we understand that he still encounters some supply, and therefore he feels there is need of another secondary test where he can even absorb more supply. So we see how after the first test, another test is conducted and the volumes are again dropped significantly. Okay, so volumes compared to here and volumes compared to here, you see how there is significant drop. Okay, there are no volumes at all. So this is conclusion of secondary test. This was again our preliminary support, selling climax, automatic reaction, and secondary test. Okay, so this concludes our phase A. These events concludes our phase A. So what is the intention of phase A? Intention of phase A is the stopping action. Okay, stopping action of previous trend. So previously we know there was a downtrend. Okay, and so phase A concludes this stopping action. Okay, so stopping action of previous trend, and the stock enters from a downtrending environment to a non-trending environment. The initial behavior was trending environment, now it is a non-trending environment. So the stopping action, this phase, initial phase, is nothing but a phase A, and that is the intention of the stock. Okay, so yes. Okay, so after phase A we enter into phase B. Okay, so our phase A concludes here. This is our phase A. I will just label it again so that it is more clear. Secondary test in phase B. Okay, so we enter in phase B, and after we complete a secondary test here, we saw that how the volumes are diminished completely. So this is the indication of a successful test, and as the test is successful, see how we get a nice rally into the upper part of a trading range. Okay, which is nothing but our resistance line. Okay, and we also break it, but we do not sustain it. Okay, and this is called as the upthrust action. Okay, so upthrust, what is upthrust? Upthrust is a temporary commitment when the stock goes, but it does not sustains and immediately falls back into the trading range. So this action is called as upthrust. Okay, and yes, you see here how the stock commits above the trading range and immediately fails to sustain and falls back within the trading range. Okay, so this occurs in phase B, and yes, as it is continuing, so we understand there is a lot of supply trapped here. You see, this is the highest, or we can say the higher end of our trading range. If this is trading range, this is the higher end of our trading range, and here the supply has been trapped. Okay, so operator knows that he needs to uncover this supply, therefore spending time here is essential. So he is spending time here. Okay, spending time here and absorbing the supply that is trapped here. Okay, let me just clear this for a moment. So yes, so these are the levels where the supply is trapped, and he is just trying to absorb the supply at this level. Again he enters into a upthrust behavior, and then we see a test of this upthrust. Okay, so this we can call is upthrust plus test. Okay, so as already mentioned, test is a thing that CO is always going to conduct for his action. So usually the testing of stock is always going to happen at the ends of the trading range. Okay, so let me just clear this. So here you see these are the higher and lower ends of our trading ranges, and operator is going to conduct test at these levels. Okay, so yes, again so here we conclude phase A and enter phase B. So as so what is the intention of phase B? So intention of phase B is interaction of supply and demand. Okay, so operator is going to have operator is going to spend a lot of time here within this phase B, and there is going to be interaction of supply as well as demand. Okay, so once he has accomplished his business, he is going to enter in phase C. Okay, so what is phase C? So phase C is nothing but a testing phase. Okay, so here I will label it as phase C. This is phase A, phase B, phase C. So phase C consists of a spring action, so spring action, and a test that is been followed. Okay, so here we see a test. Okay, so now let's just focus on the phase C. So after phase B, the stock is aggressively going to move. Okay, see the behavior or the character of the stock, okay, in phase C. So it is more or less the same like the capitulating action that we see in phase A for selling climax, and here also the intention is to create fear, again create fear for the weak hands, okay, and create a spring type action. Okay, so let's say this is our lower range of trading range. Okay, the stock is sharply brought down, breaks the trading range level, so this is our support level. Okay, so breaks the support and immediately bounces back, creates a test, and then continuation higher. Okay, so this action is nothing but called as spring and a higher low test of the spring. Okay, so in this scenario actually we don't see clearly a spring action. Okay, the stock here in this case is not breaking the trading range, and it is in fact creating a higher low compared to our selling climax. Okay, so in this scenario actually we should be labeling this as the last point of support, okay, and not a spring, but usually this is how the stock behaves, and this kind of behavior of last point of support of creating a higher low compared to selling climax is in fact a bullish behavior. So this indicates that the operator need not go below the trading range and conduct his action, because the supply has already been absorbed massively. Okay, so he need not create those actions, so he was just able to create, or we can say that he was just successful by a last point of support behavior and then continuation to upward. Okay, so here you see again, let me just clear again how a spring type behavior, and then he goes up and creates a higher low, okay, with lower volumes. Okay, so low volume and a higher low test indicates a successful test. Okay, so this is very important. Again, this is the indication of a successful test, a higher low compared to previous, and volumes are dropping. Okay, so this is a successful test for an operator, and this concludes our phase C. So the whole intention of phase C here is to do the testing action. Okay, testing of all the previous trading ranges. Now this is the conclusion where operator thinks of marking the prices up. Okay, and even we should be cautious now and have the understanding that the operator is ready and he is going to mark the prices higher. Okay, so yes, you see here what unfolds is a nice sign of strength. Okay, so this is a sign of strength behavior. I will just clear this. Okay, so a sign of strength behavior, let me just clear this as well. Okay, so sign of strength behavior is a behavior that you see that initiates from the lower end of the trading range and reaches all the way to the higher end of the trading range. Okay, this is nothing but SOS or sign of strength. So this action is usually preceded by a spring type action. Okay, a spring and a test. Okay, so this is unfolded after a spring and a test, and you see how there is increase in the volume signatures as we enter from phase C to phase D. Okay, so this is indication of again an indication that the larger interest, that the CO has become now active and he is ready to mark the prices up. Okay, because if you compare to previous, you are not going to see any good reactions or good rallies, rather than reactions is incorrect word, but rallies throughout the trading range that you see from the lower end of the trading range to the higher. Okay, so this indicates the strength. Okay, this whole indicates, rally indicates the strength of a CO, and that the prices are now ready to be marked up. Okay, and okay, so this SOS is generated, and once it reached to the top of the trading range, of course we know there is supply going to be trapped here. He needs the supply is going to increase in this area. Okay, so therefore a pullback is expected, and this creates the LPS, which stands for last point of support in phase D. Okay, so this is our phase D. I will redraw it again. So this is our phase C. Okay, this is phase C, and from here to here, this is our phase D. Okay, so this is our phase D. Okay, so here you see a nice sign of strength, a pullback, and then again another test, pullback, a low volume test. You see how whenever we see a reactions, okay, we see the volumes are dropping. This indicates that the test has been successful and the prices are ready to be marked up. Okay, this is called as the LPS. Okay, LPS, and please note that there can be multiple LPS, so not necessarily there is going to be only a single LPS. Okay, so the last point, this is the point below which the stock usually does not comes, so this can act as a stop loss for trading as well. Okay, so yes, so as we unfold from phase D to phase E, so we see a strong rally coming up in phase E, and that is what a phase E stands for. It is extreme bullish phase where the stock goes on creating higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so that is phase E, where the stock has completed, or where the operator has fully built his position over the trading range. Okay, and he is ready to mark the prices up. So this begins the mark of phase, and this stands to be the accumulation phase for, oh shit, okay, let me redraw. So this is our accumulation phase, and this is the markup phase. Okay, so yes, you see how the volumes have started to increase since phase C and phase D. Okay, so this is the area where we must initiate our positions. Okay, so we are going to see in detail how we can establish our positions over the course of C and D. Okay, and how we can ride this rally, how we can take the benefit of this rally. But this was a complete technical analysis of our stock GE Shipping. So let's see, I have just created a, yes, so here we have one slide where I have shown all the phases you can do a print screen for better understanding. You can see how the volumes have dropped significantly over the course of our trading range. This indicates that the absorption has been successful. Okay, the CO has completely absorbed all the supply and the volumes have dropped, and now here he is starting to mark up the prices. Okay, yes, so this is it. Thank you so much for watching this video.